Hey everyone, this is Ryan from the Couch Cat Podcast, also known as Couch Cat Paizen in game. Today, I'll be doing a quick look at the new library update. On September 9th, 2022, 11.23 was announced, and that contained the library update. There's a lot to unpack here, but again, this is just a quick look. So I wanted to highlight some aspects of the update that, as a player and a potential author, publisher and author, same. Yeah, you're the same thing in this instance that you need to be aware of. You can write and share your own books within the library, and the library is located in the Town tab, both in the browser and mobile version of the game. There are multiple book categories. There's lore, guides, poems, humor, stories, biography, and miscellaneous. And here's a stipulation: the books must be related to SimpleMMO in some way. Now, to publish a book, there's a significant cost attached to it, and that's straight from the update notes, and I couldn't agree more. It will cost you 150 mil just to publish the book. Mike says, or SimpleMO staff, excuse me, that's more correct. This is to ensure that only high quality and serious entries are submitted. Also note, it'll cost you 35 diamonds to purchase a book from the library as a player. Your friends are like, yo, I just wrote a book, support me. Be aware of how much that's actually going to cost and reevaluate your friendship. So books have a limit of 10,000 characters. There's a built-in tracker to help you with this. So, it's just kind of like a Word doc or Grammarly. If you're a student, you know what Grammarly is. So it's very helpful. Once a book has been published, it is set in stone. Apparently, man, that's some grave language right there. You cannot make any amendments after it has been published. You are allowed to depublish the book if you regret it as the author. Furthermore, books do not require approval for publishing. SimpleMO staff reserve the right to amend or remove books if the content is deemed as inappropriate. Pretty standard stuff there, right? But at least you're not, your book's not pending approval, much like uploading a custom avatar. Before publishing a book, it is strongly recommended that you read the SimpleMMO Book Publishing Guide located within the library. Failure to do so will most likely end up with your book being removed from the library. They have a process, they have a guide to that process, so just follow it. And following along 11.23, 11.24.1, and 11.24.2 added soft changes to the library, such as tags and tab order. Here's the library. Again, access it through the Town tab over here, and then in mobile, same thing. Just navigate to the town, you'll find it. And you'll see here, you can star book your personal favorites, and you can just sift through all the books. We have a ton already. As you'll see here, there's Moose, who's now a mod, and we have Maven, who's one of our fans, one of our guild members. Yeah, it's about bread. It's a book about bread. You'll notice a lot of these names here, especially Ubi. And then if you go further, Keeban. I highly recommend Keeban's book and Ubi's book so far. I'm biased though. So what does this mean for the game though? What does the library update mean? It means that individual player lore and guild lore is accessible directly in the game. And you don't have to navigate these like dark and dungeony Discord servers filled with like role-playing goblins, as I like to coin them. Not everyone's a role-playing goblin, okay? But you know what I mean. It's accessible. Random new players can browse the library and learn about, old players, godlike players, whales, guilds that have been here since the inception of the game. And it's a lot of lore building there. It's a lot of inject into the community by the players. And another thing it means is just another medium in which players can interact with the game and the community itself. Because again, SimpleMMO is highly reliant on its community and the interaction between that community, between that community. Especially with guilds and guild drama and guild wars and players chasing leaderboards, positions and things of that nature. This leads us to another question. What does Couchcat think of the update? Crazy Fight is not here, but I can tell you he loves the update, and I'm in agreement with him. I love it too. Anything that allows players to interact more with the game is always a plus. There's also negatives too, you know. And I say this almost every event, or at least when it's like an event that allows, like the community event, a community event that allows players to submit art, you know, whether it's NPCs or items or sprites, whatever, pets into the game, and there's no theme whatsoever. Um, you know, it's not. Some of these books can be chaotic. You know, it'll meet the terms of service, but I can only imagine. I mean, look at Maven. Maven's got a book about toast. Okay, well, it's a bread book in relation to the item toast, because we don't have toast in Simple MMO. We just have bread. Very interesting. Very interesting tie-in. But you see how she tied that in to to skirt into the library just to write a poem about bread. No shade to Maven, but still, like, it's just a crafty way to do things. Um, yeah, what do I hope comes out of this update, or you know, exist because of this update? I really hope that Mike goes Skyrim on us, and injects actual game lore into the library. You know, like I just mentioned, I'm somewhat of a fan of player driven aspects of a game. You know, like even though they can easily go bad, um, such as the economy and, you know, like community politics, if you will. Like looking at New World, where players, you know, can run a whole town and tax other factions because of their faction dominant in that town, and their guild holds the town, and it's just, you know, it could really ruin another faction player's day. So there's some of those negative aspects there, but I want I really want official lore to tie in the locations of this game and the NPCs we see in this game and the gods in the game, that are seen through the temple, and you know, maybe sprinkle some of those old existing guilds into that lore as like a thank you to the community. That would be cool. But I want official lore, and I want it to be like Skyrim, where like you walk into a room and there's 20 books, and you're like, I'm in a cave with a bear. Why are there 20 books here? But yeah, um, that's all I got. That is a quick look of the library update. Again, it released 9th of September. Pretty far from what's today's date, the 18th. But better late than never, as we say here at Couch Cat. You know, better late than never. So what does the library update mean for the game? It means that individual player lore and guild lore is now directly accessible within the game itself. You don't have to go Discord server diving into these like dark and dungeony Discord servers with like goblin role players to figure out what is the meaning behind koi. You know what I mean? These guilds and these players, you know, whales or OG players or players who've achieved some titles in game or awards in game, you can now, you know, those players and guilds now have the opportunity to form new players or players who've been around and just oblivious to it, of those guilds' existence, of those players' existence. It also means that there's another medium in which players can interact within the game and the community itself. So that's pretty cool. Now, what does Couch Cat think of the update? If Crazy Fire were here, he would say he loves the update, and I'm in agreement with him. I do love the update. It's cool. It allows players to do more cool stuff within the game. I personally hope that Mike goes full Skyrim on Simple MMO with this update. I want him to interject official lore into the game through the library. You know, I really want it to be like Skyrim, where you just walk into a cave and there's 20 books in there, and you're like, I'm in a cave with a bear. Why are there 20 books here? That's how much lore I want. I'm a huge fan of official lore. While I respect the players of the community and other MMORPGs, I want that official lore to tie in the locations where I'm stepping, um, and the NPCs that I'm interacting with or I'm encountering in these locations. It's needed. A lot of games that, you know, New World, for example, where the lore and on launch was very minimal, and it was really just a game about guild PvP, and you lost a lot of player base. Not just because of that, but other obvious reasons. But I think the official lore is just, it will help players connect to the game, give meaning to places and NPCs, such as the gods that you witness in the temple, and keep players hooked. And it's also laying the foundation for, hopefully one day there's quests outside of the quest tab, but like you actually have to go to a town and step, and every step increases the encounter rate for like maybe a mini boss or something. And that mini boss, you can interject lore that connects it to the town lore that's already established now. But that's what I hope for. I hope there's official lore used in the library. That's my one major hope with this update. That's the video. That's a quick look at the library update within SimpleMMO. Consider liking the video, subscribing to the channel so you don't miss any more of our future SimpleMMO content. If you like videos like this, consider tuning in Tuesdays and Thursdays at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for our weekly streams. And also consider checking us out at couchcatpod.com. Yeah, that's it. That's everything. I'm Ryan, aka CouchCat Paizen, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.